Since we're talking about Stanford, let's bring in one of the great alumni of the Stanford Business School, Ann Livermore. Now, Ann joined Hewlett-Packard back in 1982 and has been with HP for nearly 3 decades through a few ups and downs. She's now the executive VP of the HP Enterprise business. It's a $57 billion business division. It includes software, storage, servers, and services. Ann, welcome to Bloomberg West. We're really glad to have you on.
Thank you. It's a beautiful day here in Palo Alto.
I know. I was down there this morning. It's gorgeous in San Francisco as it happens now, but of course it's beautiful in Palo Alto all the time. In Palo Alto, where you've worked for such a long time, let me get right into it here. You know, you've been there through some tumultuous changes of the company. How is Leo Apotheker's role there changing what's going on at the company throughout all the levels that you oversee?
Yeah, well, you know, when I joined HP back in 1982, the company was only $4 billion, and last year we did $126 billion in revenue. And what Leo's doing is really bringing back to HP a clear focus on the customer and the market and putting in place a plan that I think is going to have HP continue to lead over the next several decades on top of all the things we've already done. You'll see us be very focused on the power of bringing connectivity and cloud services together. And HP is one of the few companies in the technology industry that can deal both with the consumer as well as the professional. And the things that are happening with these trends, being able to connect to these cloud-based services, something that only HP can do, and it's right at the core of what Leo is pushing forward.
Well, let me ask you on the Leo topic. Can you name one difference that you see between the way that Leo is doing things that Mark Hurd did differently?
Well, I think that over the last 5 years, what you saw is HP really focused on operational excellence. How could we be one of the best run companies in the world? And what Leo is really doing now is focusing on the portfolio. Where can we bring even more value to customers? Because it's that value that drives growth. And I think you'll see him put lots of investments into R&D as we're doing to create new software, to create new services and solutions. And he's just very focused on the market and ensuring that HP leads in every single category that we participate in.
And I want to reintroduce our celebrity guest buddy host today, Ben Horowitz of Andreessen Horowitz, formerly an HP guy. Ben, you want to talk, a question for Ann?
Ann, it's great to see you again. I used to work for Ann. She was my boss. And Ann, you mentioned that when you joined Hewlett-Packard, it was a tiny amount of revenue compared to what you're doing now, and also far fewer people than you're personally managing now. How have you learned to and dealt with the gigantic scale of growth managing 100,000 employees?
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting. Today, HP's got 320,000 employees, and about 200,000 of those are part of my team. And clearly, what we want for our employees is to give them a clear, exciting mission. I think the most important thing is to have people clear on their objectives, clear on how we're going to go win and the value we're going to deliver to our customers. And at HP, we innovate around customers. And that's what's really great about the company, and I think powerful for our employees. They want to play and they want to win.
Yeah, that's great, and congratulations on all of your success.
And let me ask you a little bit further on that.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Technology is going through, you know, Ben and I were just talking about the way technology has changed so much from the last 10 years ago when sort of it hit the national imagination for what the future of technology is. How do you see the introduction of social, of the cloud, of mobile computing? How is that changing what you guys are doing at HP?
Well, you know, it's just fundamental to think about what happens with all of us and how our life as a consumer and our life as a professional at the office are starting to intertwine. So one of HP's great capabilities is to be able to have the knowledge of consumer devices and what consumers want, and then also the knowledge of these mission-critical processes that have to run in a corporation. And how do you bring those together? How do you let me and you use the same device at the office that we want to use at home and use those devices both to do our personal work as well as the work that we need to do for our organization or company that we're part of. And only HP can address issues like that. And that's really where the power of connectivity and the power of cloud services being delivered to your device can come together. And we're one of the few companies in the world that can attack that kind of opportunity.
I didn't think that Sun was one of those companies anymore, and I was really surprised to see Oracle turn it around. What do you think is at the core of your competitor, Sun? I guess I'm asking you to say something nice or not about Sun, but here Oracle has taken what seemed to be a real moribund franchise and seen some growth there. What is it that's working there, do you think?
Well, I think the thing that they need to be worried about, and the thing that we hear from our customers, is customers continue to want choice. And I think some of the behaviors you're seeing from Oracle are really pushing customers into a corner and forcing them to make choices they don't want to have to make. And so I think it'll be interesting to watch. If you just look at market share numbers in terms of the Unix servers, HP and IBM have the clear number 1 and 2 positions. And we think it's never in the best interest of a company over the long term to force customers to make decisions they don't want to have to make.
Well, yeah, and just to explain, that you're talking about their choice of Oracle not supporting Titanium servers anymore that you guys have a lot of hardware based on and a lot of your customers are still using.
That's right. That's right. And every customer you talk to want to be able to have choice. They want to choose what they think at any point in time is the best offering in the marketplace. They hate being locked in. And so it is core to our strategy to always enable our customers' choice. And we think over the long run, that's the thing that customers value. That's the thing customers appreciate. And those are the companies that customers want to have relationships with.
All right, Ann Livermore, really glad to talk to you. Thanks for joining us there from your alma mater, the Stanford Business School, Enterprise Systems VP at Hewlett-Packard. Thanks a lot. All right, share.